3 days later, we resumed the interview with Mr. Quinn.
Last year, the Rights Commissioners at the LRC found in favour of a former employee of yours. What's your response to
that? Yes, that situation is correct. We went into the Labour Court. We held our hand up for failing to provide Peter Badenhorst with a written contract of employment.
Do you accept that there was a finding against you in the LRC in relation to rest periods relating to Peter Badenhorst?
That's right,
there was a fine against
you? The fine of that was €600, so that's admitted.
So why are you refusing to pay the compensation?
That company that Peter Badenhorst worked for is ceased trading on the 28th of the 2nd this year, and he's a creditor like myself, and depending on how things go, he will probably get his money through time.
But this finding was made in July of last year. Why wasn't he paid between July of last year and February of this year?
I have no further comment to make on that question.
Is there any chance that he will get his money?
I have no further comment to make on that question.
Peter Badenhorst gave us 9 months of his tachograph records from Jimmy Quinn's company, which we asked our experts to look at.
With this particular case, it's not the number of infringements that really are a worry, although there are quite a number. It is the severity of those infringements, which is particularly alarming. The daily rest was only 2 hours and 54 minutes on this day, which effectively gave a working day total of 21 hours, 6 minutes. So that's virtually a whole day. Total driving time on this day, 14 hours, 25 minutes, again with a maximum of 10 hours. So on our previously used severity scale, I think this is off the scale of 1 to 5, but it's certainly a level 5.
Back to our undercover driver in Balnallard Transport, and eventually, after 10 days driving, he disembarks in Dublin Port in the early hours of Monday morning. After working in excess of 130 hours, he is now showing signs of chronic sleep deprivation.
Somebody who has driven or worked for 80 to 100 hours in a week, what kind of condition would that person be in?
They're incapable of driving. They should not be driving, and they're breaking, if they're a truck driver, they are breaking regulations, of course, and they're a menace on the road, and these people are very liable to have a serious crash.
Research shows that sleep deprivation now accounts for 1 in every 5 crashes, many resulting in fatalities.
The majority of accidents can be attributed to actions by the driver, be it lack of attention, or the most underlying problem we find is that they will have driven considerable hours.
Despite his exhausted condition, our driver still has 5 deliveries for various locations stretching from Belfast to Waterford, which the company expect him to deliver that day. Even though he has warned them repeatedly, he is breaking the law.
I can't break the law, never more.
What law did you break?
Tachographs.
Yeah, you didn't tell me. You must tell me you need a break, maybe 2 days before you need a break. You can't just stop the truck and say, oh, I need a break today.
We asked our experts to analyse our driver's tachograph charts for the 10-day trip.
A 10-day journey that instantly breaks the rules in that there was no rest period taken of a minimum of 24 hours for the week's work done. Again, the hours are very, very poor.
There were also several days where there were insufficient hours in terms of daily rest. There was total driving on one day of nearly 11 hours, and again, the legal limit is 10 hours.
The Balnallard employees we spoke to say our driver's experience is not unique. They provided us with their records, which our experts analysed.
Generally, looking at the overall issues, there are many issues within this particular company. And certainly if you ask me to rate it on our severity scale, this has got to be, again, another level 5.
Our driver has worked more than 130 hours in 10 days. He has driven more than 6,000 kilometres and is now a danger to himself and the public at large. At this point, we decided to stop him going any further. He parked his lorry and called Balnallard Transport.
What have we done wrong to you to deserve to get our truck parked like this?
It's driving too long for a yard.
That's bullshit and you fucking know it.
Yeah, bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Listen to me. I live the...
You're a bullshitter and you're a liar.
Yeah? I am liar? I don't think so.
You're a fucking liar.
I don't think so.
Fine, leave the fuck there.
Yeah.
We asked Ballinallard Transport for an interview. They declined our offer, saying they could not comment on the issues raised in advance of this programme. In Ireland, the Gardaí and the Road Safety Authority are the agencies responsible for policing the legislation relating to drivers' hours and the roadworthiness of commercial vehicles. At a recent early morning checkpoint in Dublin Port, a number of vehicles were seized for breaches of the regulations.
We have fully inspected 80 trucks. Out of that, there have been 45 detections for various offences, lights, tyres, etc. 3 trucks have been impounded. 1 driver has been arrested for being in possession of forged documents. The other 2 have vehicle defects and will not be allowed to proceed until such time as the defects have been remedied.
While our investigation uncovered evidence of widespread and dangerous practice in the haulage industry, there are many companies working within the law. Joe Reynolds is one such operator. He was recently voted Irish Road Haulier of the Year.
We have had 26% year-on-year growth for 10 years. We operate to the law in all respects, to the best of our ability. We don't knowingly go out to break the law in any area. We are profitable. As far as I'm concerned, hauliers that operate outside the law have no place in the industry.
I must take break 24 hours.
You can't tell me this now. Cannot tell me this now.
As the agency responsible for road safety in Ireland, we asked the RSA to comment on the findings of our investigation.
Well, I react on a number of different levels. First of all, I'm appalled. I'm appalled that anybody, be they a driver or be they an operator, would behave in such a way as to put those of us with whom they share the road at risk, be it in Ireland or anywhere else in Europe. Clearly, there is no space on Irish roads from a road safety perspective, and there is no space in Irish haulage for those type of operators. They either must be put in a position now where they shape up or move out.